Okay, so before the show, do some planning. Don't wait until the day before the show to go, what do I want to do? How do I want to display? Know who your audience is. Research it. You want to make sure that you're going to an appropriate show and that you have the right material for your audience. So you might work with different segments of the market, so you might want to bring a different look for different shows, but you can use them all often on the same type of display. Make sure that you have taken everything out in advance. So if you have a table skirt, if you have a display, make sure it's clean, make sure things aren't ripped, make sure that your recycled literature isn't wrinkled and stuff like that.
Before the show, you're going to want to set some objectives. So you want to make sure that you know what you want to achieve. You know, is it a certain number of people that you connect with? Is it certain industries? You know, really have in your mind what it is that's going to measure up to be success for you. And then evaluate your space needs and plan accordingly. So, you know, keep in mind what size of booth that you registered for and know what type of table would be appropriate or display would be appropriate for that space. Assign responsibilities, we talked about that already. You know, if you're bringing your team, make sure that everybody knows what they're supposed to be doing. Somebody's going to be on social media, somebody's going to be kind of out in front of the booth, making sure that people feel comfortable coming back. Other people might be collecting business cards. One of the things that we do when we get a business card is we rate it 1 to 3. So 1 is someone who looks like a really good prospect, and then a 3 is someone that we want to follow up with, but it's, you know, maybe in the future they could be a potential.
But don't do it in front of them, right?
But don't do it in front of them. You're a 3. No.
We listen, Glenn.
Make sure everybody knows what the objective is. Plan a pre-show promotion, so everybody make sure people know if you're giving away an iPad or if you're, you know, some sort of promotion. Make sure that everybody knows about that in advance.
Okay, at the show, give your display a little bit of height. If you have products, vary the height. You can use different. You can use a cardboard box to add a little bit of height. Visually, it will draw people into your space. Don't display everything you have. If you look cluttered, you've defeated the purpose. We talked about using a catalog and a business card holder. It keeps it cleaner. Do not sit behind the table. I don't know how many trade shows I've walked by and people are sitting behind their booth. They're looking up sports, they're texting their kids, they're texting their friend. They're not paying attention to you. And if somebody's not paying attention to you, you have no urge to stop and have a conversation with them.
So while you're at the show, take advantage of being together with all of your colleagues in Westchester County who had the same thing in mind. So walk around and talk to other people, the people that are on either side of you. Really, you know, use this as a business opportunity for you to network with other, you know, like-minded business owners. Be courteous to fellow vendors. You know, don't run around and grab everybody's candy. That's just not cool. It's really not there for you. It's for potential customers. And look around, see what other people are doing, you know, and see what innovative things people might be doing with their booth, what, you know, kind of things that you could learn from to make your experience next year more successful.
Candy. Enough said.
It's a good thing.
Be on time, be ready when the show starts, and stay till the end. It drives me crazy when I do a show and I see people a half an hour before the show ends because they're bored, starting to pack up. It's bad for everybody when you do stuff like that. You're not there to sell, believe it or not. You are there to engage people. You are there to meet people. You are there to start conversations and then book follow-up appointments. Give your complete attention. Don't be the person who's having a conversation but looking over there to see who else might be coming that might be more important. So focus in on the person you're speaking with.
Okay, don't poach other vendors' customers. I think that's, you know, seeing someone who you're interested in, they're talking to someone else, and you kind of scurry over there and steer them over to your booth. Not cool. Don't stand, you know, I think this probably goes without saying, don't stand around chatting. We're kind of re-emphasizing that point. You really want to be focused on people that are coming by, you know, and really kind of welcome them in to your booth, but don't, you know, kind of block them. Be engaged with what's going on around you. Don't grab people out of the aisle. Don't kind of, you know, hook them in and pull them in. You know, you should do it in kind of a subtle, natural, welcoming way so where they want to step in and talk with you.
Okay, after the show, meet with your team and do a little bit of a debrief. Find out what went right, find out what went wrong, find out what you could have done differently and that you will do differently for the next show. Pack everything up carefully. Don't just go, oh God, I got to get out of here and throw it in a box. You want to keep it organized so that the next show, it's ready and you don't have to start from scratch again. If you have a table skirt, clean it, fold it nicely so you're not waking up before your next show and going, oh, this looks bad. Follow up, follow up, follow up. I'm also like Glenn, over 50, and I'll forget this in about 20 minutes, so make sure you follow up with people, or again, you're wasting your money.
After the show, put your leads into your tracking system. As I mentioned, connect with them on LinkedIn, put them into constant contact. They gave you your business card, which means you're allowed to contact them. Give feedback to the business council, things that worked, things that didn't work, suggestions for future ideas. This year we're doing some new experience booths and enhanced suites. That came out of feedback that we got from people who wanted to have a more interactive experience. So don't hesitate to give positive feedback as well as some constructive criticism to the business council.
Okay, so the final summary. Plan it, promote it, create it, engage in it, follow it up, and measure it.
Bring a toolkit for yourself. Bring scissors, tape, extension cord, stapler, any kind of thing. We heard from the hotel last year that lots and lots and lots of people didn't have those basic things. So you want to make sure you have everything that you might need, pens, paper clips, kind of all the things that you might need as you're collecting stuff. And women, wear practical shoes. It's a long day. So that was something I didn't do last year. So.
Thank you to Boondog Video for doing what they do. And Q&A time. Who's got questions for anybody here?
First question I have is, you talk about the before PR, developing. Now, everybody knows when to do it during and after, but when is the time you should do it?
I guess, Christina, do you want to answer that question in terms of PR?
Sure. I would say probably about 3 weeks before, because especially a lot of the weekly publications are on a pretty long lead time, so you want to make sure that you start getting your news out there ahead of time so that they're aware of it. But right up until the show, if you already have some reporters that you're friendly with, you might want to send them an email saying, hey, going to be at the expo. If you're going to be there, feel free to stop by and we can catch up.
But from a social media perspective, you want to start now, once a week, and then as it gets closer, maybe twice a week, and then every day the week of the event. Make sure you're posting and letting everybody know that you're going to be at the expo.
But things like adding something to your invoice or adding it to an email signature now, you could do those today.
Yep.
Any other questions? There's got to be more questions.
I have one more.
There you go.
We have a lot of people that we're familiar with and friendly with in our industry, which is construction industry. And we'd like to invite them to come to this. Is there any comp tickets or anything for people within our industry that would be available to people that
We, as exhibitors, we can give out passes to the expo, correct?
Yes, for everybody who has registered online, or if you've given us your registration forms, you would have received a confirmation email. In that confirmation email, it says in big red letters, important, and there's a link to our welcome packet. And inside the welcome packet, it answers all day of questions. It has a staff registration form, so that you need to get that to us so we know who's staffing your booth. And it also has unlimited guest passes for you to give out to your clients, coworkers, anybody that you'd like. I'm more than happy, if you did not receive it, to send the welcome packet to you directly, so please be in touch with me, and I'm happy to help.
I'm Lee Glofty from LTG Security and Investigations, and this is my first time at this expo. And I noticed from your literature and looking at the website, it's really crowded. It's very busy. So the question becomes, I have two of the large 6-foot banners, and I have the table material and everything. Is it more effective to eliminate the table or have a smaller table just to be able to work with people within your space and not in the aisle? So I need some personal feedback from folks who've been there, if you don't mind.
Do you have product, brochures, stuff like that?
Yeah, no brochures. We're service-oriented in the business, so it's not product-related, but we have handouts, coffee mugs that we give out.
All right, so you want to have some kind of a writing surface because you want to be able to take notes. You want to have your literature unless you're going to have a rack. So yeah, you could definitely get rid of the table. You're not obligated to do it.
Now, are they offering smaller tables? And again, from experience, for folks who have been there before,
No, I don't think so.
No.
I think there's only the one size table, so if you have something smaller, you might want to bring it.
Yeah, we last year, we had a smaller table for that exact reason. I wanted people to be able to kind of come around and stand out of the traffic flow and talk to us. So we had a table that was probably 3 feet wide, and that was, we stored all of our stuff in there, but it really opened up the booth to people to come in and really connect with us. Yes?
The other thing that I want to say to that point too for a writing surface, a lot of times we'll bring clipboards, so those are really helpful too. Especially when you're taking the leads that you were talking about, we'll have them all attached on there, and that way the team can just walk around with the clipboards. And there's your writing surface.
Yep. Any other questions? All right, well, I would say for the Business Council, thank you all for attending. If you have any more questions later, we're going to be here for a little bit. Just come up and say hello.
Great.
Alice, you have anything you want to add, Allison?
Okay,
Okay.
thank you all
Thank
very,
you.
very much.